Welcome to our church. You can put your hands together for our praise team. Yes. A lot of love to, that's Olivia. I call her Oster. Also PTL, that's Praise the Lord. That's also praise team leader. You know Jeffrey on the drums, and you know Sam on the piano. And a big round of applause for our Associate Minister, Winnie. Winnie, we're going to miss you. Everyone say we're going to miss you. Yeah. We're not going to see her until like Christmas. She's going to Asia. She's going to be doing some traveling for pleasure, likewise also for business and also for D15-4. She's bringing our vision up there. So she's finishing up our incorporation for our nonprofit D15-4 Hong Kong. So we have a nonprofit set up in Hong Kong. How good is that? Woo! She'll be doing walkouts in Hong Kong and meeting some team members, and so a lot of good stuff. So she'll be out there for a number of weeks. Bring back some beef jerky plates, okay? Thank you. Yes. I got something up here. Tyler, come on up, Tyler. Where's Tyler? Come on up, Tyler. Right there. Right there. How many weeks, Tyler, today?
10.
Yeah? What does tell everybody what does 10 weeks, what does it stand for? What's the significance?
10 weeks, after 10 weeks of basketball practice, you get on the team instead of trying out. So...
And 10 weeks of basketball practice and 10 weeks of also what? We call it 10-10.
Church practice, going to church.
Okay, cool. Yes. That's our basketball team. You gotta be here 10 weeks here at church and 10 weeks at the gym. The 10 weeks here builds up our faith. I won't say faith. Faith. This is family. I always tell our guys, when you're in the court, you're down 20 points, you're up 15 points, it doesn't matter because you built your faith here. The skill set is done on the court. The strength and conditioning is done on the court. But the faith is here. Have you enjoyed yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was a good 10 weeks.
Good 10 weeks. How old are you? Tell everybody.
I'm 15.
Which school?
Brooklyn Tech.
Brooklyn Tech?
Yeah.
What position do you play?
Point guard.
Yes! Everyone say yes! Yeah! I love point guards. When I saw Tyler, just want to let you guys know, I yelled at him for the first couple of weeks there. A little bit, just a little bit, right? Not too much, right?
Yeah.
And then I said, that kid, I know that he's going to be really, really, really good if he's just going to come right out and play really aggressive and all that stuff. Have you gone pick up the game a little bit?
Yeah.
Right?
I got better. Yeah, over 10 weeks. Yeah.
I know you did. So very proud of your 10 weeks. Oh boy, this is good stuff. You earned this. I wish I get my $12, okay? Congrats.
Thank
Congrats.
you.
Awesome. Very, very cool. Every season or so, every like 2-3 years or so, we have like a number of young men that comes through our program. And the first set of people that came through, first set of guys, they lay a certain foundation, they grow up, and then they leave for college, and et cetera, et cetera. And then every couple of 2-3 years thereafter, a new set of people that come in, but then there's always that 2 or 3 that's like, that sets the core. You guys know what I'm talking about? And you kind of have an idea they're gonna be around. They work really, really hard, and they don't say much, but they work really, really hard. And you know, you kind of have an idea. And those are guys like Jeffrey Fong. What's Jeffrey Fong? Jeffrey Fong, a lot of love to him. Jeffrey James, a lot of love to him. You know, they don't have to say too much. They come, they're right there, just like some of the guys that went away to college. And we have a new group this year. And I think that Tyler's gonna be one of those kids that's gonna be sticking around, work really, really hard, and just a lot of good stuff gonna come your way, Tyler. Proud of you, Tyler. Good stuff. I got things for all you guys. Oh, let me see how much I have. Not too much. I can go trick-or-treating. In fact, yeah, sorry, I didn't go. The funny thing is my neighbor Butch, he's like about 75 years old. You know, all of a sudden on Halloween night, I heard the doorbell ring. Oh no, really? Who's coming up to trick or treat? I had some candies ready just in case like the neighborhood, the kids come over, and then expect any kids. And then I looked out. I said, "Oh, Butch!" And Butch rings my doorbell. Like, "Hi, Butch, what's up?" And then he gave me like a handful of candies. I said, "Butch, I don't have anything for you." He said, "No, this is for you." I go, "Why? Why?" He goes, "Well, no, he went trick or treating and he got some. He gave it to me." So, and I saved some of it. And before I pass this out, I got a short little video. May I have the video first? I think this is a good one.
6th annual Hey Jimmy Kimmel, I told my kids I ate all their Halloween candy.
Last night, we were watching a movie, and we ate all of your candy. Here, step up. Look at it again.
They ate all of your Halloween candy, and there's no more left.
What?
My candy's gone!
I ate it all!
I ate all your Halloween
I ate all your Halloween candy.
You're just joking.
Nope, I ate it all.
Well, I ate some too.
Oh, I just wanted to let you know I ate all your candy. I ate all your Halloween candy. Don't cry.
Not. My eyes are just watering.
Don't be sad.
I'm not.
I'm sorry I ate all your candy.
My eyes are just watering.
Halloween candy. Guys, we're really sorry. That wasn't very nice.
Thank you.
Can you like us anymore? Is that? I'm sorry. Do you still love me?
Of course I do.
We ate all of your Halloween candy. It's all gone. We're really sorry. Are you mad at us?
No. How about tomorrow? I'll bring my bag and we'll get some more candy.
Do you forgive us?
Yeah.
It was really yummy candy.
We ate all your Halloween candy.
Lights, please. Lights, please. There's a whole bunch left here. Lights, please. We're gonna pause for now. Who liked that video? Raise your hands. You enjoy that one. Raise your hand if you see yourself in that one. Yeah, I think you heard me correctly. I don't think we ever outgrew this. I bet you we've never outgrew this. It might not be candies, because you guys are a little older now. For some of you, you still want the candies. It's nothing but sugar. I had a Snickers bar last week. I bought it, 2 weeks ago. It was a fundraiser. I was not about to eat it. I kept it. I kept it for 2 weeks. I was hungry. I picked it up. I was about to eat it. I looked at it. Sugar was the number one ingredient. You guys know this. And then after that was artificial flavoring, artificial all kinds of stuff, and some emulsifier and all kinds of other stuff, and things that you can't even pronounce, and coloring and everything else. And then another sucrose or whatever, all kinds of corn syrup stuff that you would not really want, but still we gravitate toward. And then when someone takes it away from us, we cry for that. So I have a question for all of you. You know that part of you is still there. You know that. And when something's taken away from you, you're gonna cry. You're still gonna cry. But that thing may not be necessarily good for you. Are you guys following this logic right now? Are you guys following? Are you guys following? So today I just want to ask you a simple question first. What are you chasing? What are you chasing? Take your pen, follow me. Let's go. Book of Ecclesiastes, how to live. The world's way, if you live accordingly, is going to lead you to frustration. Everyone say frustration. What are you chasing? That's my first question to you. Please read chapter 2, verse 4 to 11, nice and loud. I undertook great projects. I refused my heart no pleasure. Yet when I surveyed all that my hands had done, everything was meaningless. Take your pen. I undertook great projects. Circle great projects. Everyone say great project. I refused my heart no pleasure. Oh man, I did anything I felt I wanted to do, I pursued that. And after I've done everything was what? Circle meaningless. Everyone say meaningless. 4, nice and loud. And I saw that all labor and all achievement spring from man's envy of his neighbor. This too is meaningless. Take your pen. And I saw that everything that we try to do and we try to achieve, and it springs from. That means there's a root. It comes from humanity's envy. Circle envy. Everyone say envy. Look up, please. Now let's do this one. One last one. 22, 23, verse 22, 23, nice and loud. What does a man get for all the toil and anxious striving? Even at night his mind does not rest. This too is meaningless. Circle meaningless. Question, what are you chasing? What are you still chasing? You've been chasing something. And you're still chasing something. And for some of you, you might be chasing a girlfriend. Yeah? For some of you, are you chasing a man? Some of you may be. I see it on Facebook. For some of you, you might be chasing a career. For some of you, might be chasing a position. For some of you, might be chasing something. I don't know what it is. You're chasing. Here's what you're chasing. You're chasing significance. That's what you're chasing. Yes or no? At the end of the day, you desire that you matter. But we chase it in many, many different forms and many different ways. And we think we got that, but then somehow the word is meaningless. I want to say meaningless. Meaningless. Here's what meaningless means. It's transitory. It's not satisfactory. You thought that thing that you chase after, like this here, man, this is good once I have it. But then after you eat enough of it, what do you get? You get sick of it. In fact, it's not really good for you. But yet when it's taken away from you, you cry for it, but you still want it, and you still want it, you still want it, you want it. And then when you do get it, you go, after a while, no. It didn't really satisfy. Maybe it's satisfied for that moment. So it's transitory, it's temporal in that sense. Just for that time. And then after you have it, you have to look for something else. It's that something else that you desire and that I desire. But we're chasing something. My question will go back to you again is, what are you chasing? You're chasing something. Every one of us is chasing something. The smartest man on earth, King Solomon, is attributed to this book. And we're in the wisdom section. We study Psalm, we study Proverbs, and we're looking at this particular book. And it's very simple. It's how to live. Everyone say how to live. Question to all of you. Do you know how to live? When you came out, did you have a manual? Was it an IKEA manual? No, right? None. And so we're figuring this whole thing out. We're figuring out how to live. And it's hard. And the world has a particular way to drive you. Here's what the world's way says. Take your pen. I refused my heart no pleasure. We took that. I undertook great projects, right? And I saw that all my labor, all my achievements spring from what? Envy, right? Look up. Is this 10-10 for you today too? Ah, sorry, I missed you. Wow, 11 here. 11th? You get this one. You get one. All right, Jeffrey. All right. All right, here, Jeffrey. All right, and Devin, here, take one, Devin. Okay. You know it. You know it. All mine. All mine. All mine. I want to know, I was thinking, I had this thought yesterday. If I'm driving in a $500,000 sports car, how do I feel? Not that I have one. But that thought came to my mind, so I was preparing this message. And when I prepare my message, like, I have my outline and everything, but then the stories come. And I allow that to be part of my life, and you want to live it out. I was wondering last night when I was walking around in Chinatown, how do I feel if I'm driving around in a $500,000 custom-made Porsche or whatever? Who would be looking at me? Just like that react, oh, wow, look at that. And we're chasing after something, and that something sometimes is monetary. And you know it and I know it. We're in a capitalistic society. And when you see someone that, oh, wow. And King Solomon goes, this is just all nonsense. We're chasing after money, after money, after money. It's for status. It's for power, possibly. For some of us, that drives us. And it's for that attention, it's for that ego, it's for that pride. It feeds into that whole thing. And he goes like this. It's just meaningless. It's just crazy. In fact, I go to sleep with this. Oh. And I throw away 1 or 2 or 3. And I still go to sleep with this. Oh. But then I can't go to sleep. I can't really fall asleep because I'm afraid that you guys might steal it. Could you imagine we go to sleep right now in this house? We actually sleep in this house. I'll feel like this with you guys, because at nighttime you guys are gonna be like, oh, I can't rest. I can't go to sleep with peace. You know how many successful business people, career people would go to sleep and have to think about their career, and they could have hundreds of thousands of dollars in their pocket, millions of dollars, and they still worry about the market and worry about the stock and worry about all that stuff. And then someone goes, it's meaningless. Here's the word meaningless. Take a look at this illustration. It's almost like a vapor. It's like smoke. That's what it meant. That word, meaningless. It's like you want to grab onto this whole thing that you said, okay, I got it. This is the thing I'm chasing. I got it. I finally got it. But then all of it, can you chase smoke? Can you chase that vapor? Can you chase that mist? You can't. So we thought we got something that, oh, this, I got this. I feel like I'm somebody now. I know my life now. I got this. And it's just like, poof, goes away. You could be chasing after a relationship, and when you have that relationship, you think everything's fine, but then there's still something thereafter that is still nagging at you and say, no. You could chase after that degree and you say, I got my degree now, I got my degree, I'm going to a great college, I got my major, and you get to the schools, you're doing a great time, you're having a great time with friends and you're studying and you're getting A's and everything else, but yet there's still something within your heart that's like, is this it? And King Solomon looks at this whole thing, he observes the whole thing, he chased after the whole thing, all pleasure, everything, he allowed himself no barriers. He experienced life to the fullest that you and I would say that's the fullest, and he walks away. This is utterly meaningless. Here's the root cause of frustration. Well, before I go to that, let me ask you one more question. Let's go to number 2 first. First question was, what are you chasing? Please read 4:1, nice and loud. I saw the tears of the oppressed, and they have no comforter. What are you fighting? That's my second question. What are you fighting? I saw the tears of the oppressed, circle oppressed. Everyone say oppressed. And they have no what? Comforter. Look up, please. There's another part that life does not make sense. The first part is like, you're chasing after this, and you're trying to grab onto this whole thing. It's not giving you that significance. It's not fulfilling you. And the other thing, you look around the world, he says, my goodness, how could people be living like that? Why is that happening? The injustice, the poor, those who are living just out in the streets. The word oppressed here, what King Solomon is trying to tell us is like, you go and look around the whole world, and there's something that eats at your heart. He said, there's injustice in this whole world, but there is no solution. Do you see that? Do you see that? There's a political system that's in place, and I feel so powerless. I cannot make any changes. Do you see that? Do you feel that? And we have an election that's coming up. And we're thinking that hopefully our vote matters. And for so many Americans, we're saying, how is that vote gonna matter? What are they gonna do for these poor? I came across a story just this morning. It was just like, it just breaks my heart. This young lady, when she was 8 years old, she was abused by her, I don't know if it's a father or aunt or uncle, it's a male figure. Sexually abused since she was 8 years old, until she was into her middle teens. Where's the justice for that? And then she cried out for help, and she shared it with a friend. And they could just try to figure this thing out, like, what is she gonna do? Who is she gonna tell? But within her community, within her people, she couldn't tell anybody. And she would just say something, they would blame it on who? Her. She was stuck. She was stuck. Totally stuck. She didn't know what to do. You know what she did? She committed suicide. She tried twice, and then on the third time, she was successful. She said, this is too painful. I cannot go on living like this, being sexually abused, and having this man in my life, knowing that he's causing all these issues, and I still can't come to grip with it. She suffered from depression. She suffered from anxiety. She was suffering. She told her best friend what happened, and her best friend has the story now. And they're saying, go to the authorities. You have to go to the authorities. But before she went to the authorities, she knew that within her community, she was the one that's going to get blamed. And so the only way out for her was she's just going to commit suicide. Where's the justice? Where's the justice for this young lady? And it's not just her, you know that, I know that. So when we open our eyes and we look at the world and we're chasing after something, we're chasing, we say, this is it. If I get this, I'll be happy. And even if you have this, for some of us, you're going to say, I can't even go to sleep. I got to think about this all day. Am I going to lose this? I don't want to lose this. And for those of us that might say, okay, it's not just about chasing things, I'm fighting about, no. But where's the solution? There is no solution. So the sense of like significance is gone, the sense of like, justice is gone. And there's a third approach for you and myself. We checked out. I would say checked out. I don't care anymore. I know I'm not gonna make a difference. I don't really care. Are you there? I feel powerless. I see poverty. I see war. I see riots. I see all the injustice. There's nothing I can do. So we checked out. Okay, I'm not going to pursue that, but then I'm going to pursue other things. There are other things that's going to drive me. I'm just going to forget about all these nonsense. I'm just going to live today and just try to be happy, and that's about it. And is that the way to live? How about some solutions? King Solomon looks at this whole thing, Edison, right? He goes, here's what we're looking at. Take a look. Please read 7:29. This is the root of frustration. The root of frustration. Next thing aloud. 1, 2, 3. This only have I found. God made mankind upright, but men have gone in search of many schemes. This is the root of frustration. King Solomon comes to this conclusion in the middle. He goes, this only have I found. He says, I got this. I think I got this. God made mankind, you and me, what? Upright. Circle that. The contrast, but men have gone in search of what? Many schemes. Look up, please. You're created for something. And each and every one of us is searching for that something. And you can only find that something, that purpose in life, back in your Creator. Apart from that, you're going to be searching many different things to satisfy yourself. But at the end of the day, you have to come back to your Creator. You're not here by accident. If you feel that, and you think that you're here by accident, meaning that your birth is an accident, it's just your mom and dad, they came, procreate, you're right here, and this whole world is an accident, we're just like, bam, right here, then there is no meaning to life. Are you guys getting it? There is no meaning. You can't attribute meaning to something that's random chance. There is no meaning. But, if, think for a moment, and Almighty God created you, uniquely you, specially you. Now you have a purpose, because there was a creator. He saw you before you were born. He gave you your personality. He gave you your heart, your passion, and your desires. And you could follow him, and you're in search of him, then you will find there's a path for you. And that's what this verse says. King Solomon goes like this, he goes, I think I got this figured out. See, God made you upright. That means there's a straight path for you. But we've gone where? All over. Let me show you two quick things what happens when you have God in your life. The world's way leads to frustration. Here's God's way. God's way leads to contentment and significance. How do you live? God's way leads to contentment and significance. Please read 3:1-8, nice and loud. There is a time for everything. Nice and loud, let's all read. This is a beautiful passage. There is a time for everything. A time to be born and a time to die. A time to plant and a time to uproot. A time to weep and a time to laugh. A time to embrace and a time to refrain. A time to search and a time to give up. A time to be silent and a time to sleep. He has made everything beautiful in its time. How do you live? Accept God's timing. Accept God's timing. I just would like you to circle one word. God has made everything beautiful. Circle beautiful. I would say beautiful. In its time. Underline the word time. Look up, please. Here's what I would share with you from King Solomon. I know you're chasing for something and you're searching for something. That's the world's way. And it leads to frustration. Because when you get that, whatever you think you got, it's like, it doesn't really mean anything after a while. It doesn't. You could have 10 lobster dinner tonight. I mean, this week. You could have 10 lobster lunch and dinner, whatever. I bet you by the 5th one, you're going to say, give me something else, yes or no? Yes. And then you say, well, instead of lobster, maybe I could just go, get like barbecue. You can eat the next 10 barbecue dinner, and what happens? You get sick of it, but third one already, yes or no? Of course. Totally. Well, absolutely. Even the person that you love, you can get sick of after a little while, yes or no? Because you need a little space. I'm just being real. You need a little space. She needs a little space from you as well, too. Trust me. But if we say, but he has to, no. He's not going to fulfill you, and she's not going to fulfill you. None of that. That's the world's way. That's the world's propaganda. And you fell for it. I want this. No. God goes like this. I made you different. Accept God's timing. Whatever you're chasing, that you think you're chasing, whatever that's happening in your life that's not maybe working, the first thing is, let's bring God back into the picture first. Is that cool? Everyone say cool. Now, when you bring God back into the picture, the first thing that you want to do is this. Accept His timing. I see just beautiful baby. And I know some of our parents are here. You have to ask the mothers. It's 9 months, yes or no, to carry. You can't say, hurry up, let's go. It's 2 months already, let's go, come on. I mean, the mom's gonna say, yes, I want the baby after 2-3 months, I'm sick and tired of this, come on, let's go. But on the 3rd month, mommy's not gonna go like, no, mommy's not gonna say, mommy's gonna say it's 9 months. You want a healthy child, it's gonna take that much time. You can't rush it, you can't rush a beautiful thing. You know that and I know that, and you accept that, I accept that. Well, it's not just about the birth of a child. It's about every aspect of your life. You have to accept God's timing. How about a cake? How about, who's a baker around here? Any bakers here? Some of you? Yes. Some of you. Chocolate chip cookies? You put in the oven? Oh, yeah. Yes. How many minutes? If it's 10, it's 10. Don't take it out on 6. Yes or no? Seriously. 10, don't touch it. I like to make a good steak. So I'll talk to you from steak. You take a nice piece of steak after all the right preparation once you put it on the grill, Felix. 5 minutes, don't touch it. Don't play with it. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. Don't even touch it in the 3rd minute. Don't even like, is it ready? Leave it. Can you leave it alone? Leave it alone. If you fool around with it, it's not a beautiful thing. Don't touch it. Let it work itself out. You and I are chasing for certain things sometimes. And for those of you who are doers, like myself, oh man, but then no, you gotta sit back. God is working all over, and you have to allow that time to go through. Are you guys getting me? You can't force something. You can't force that baby to come out before 9 months. You can't force until the baby says, I'm ready. You can't. Same thing with every part of life. But that's only if you bring God back into the picture. If God is not in the picture, what are you accepting? Then it's up to you. Then you're chasing. But when you accept God back into your life, then you trust God, and God makes this promise. In everything, in every part of life, there's a timing. Just like a happy place. Man, I've been waiting for this birth. You guys know what I'm talking about? Who knows what I'm talking about? Put your hands together. You know what I'm talking about. Right, Brittany? I mean, like every single week, I'm like looking at that email. Come on. But you want to know something? God's going to make it beautiful when it's right. Okay? Here's how you do this when you accept God's timing. There's a second part to this. Please read 3:12-13, nice and loud. I know that there is nothing better for men than to be happy, that everyone may eat and drink and find satisfaction in all his toil. This is the gift of God. This is how you accept God's timing. You be content. Be content with God's blessings while you're accepting his timing. Take your pen, follow me. I know that there is nothing better, oh my goodness, for women and men to be what? Happy. Circle happy. Everyone say happy. How? That everyone may eat, underline eat. Number 2 is what? Number 3, find satisfaction in all the work. This is from where? Whom? Gift of God. Look up, please. Here's how you accept God's timing. Be content. So you want something done, you're chasing something, it's not happening to your schedule. It's not, you said it should have been last week, last month, but it's not happening. And so you complain, just like I would complain. You may blame, just like I would blame. But instead of blaming and complaining while you're accepting God's timing, here's what you do. You be grateful. Best way to accept God's timing. You don't accept God's timing by going like this. This is not accepting God's timing. When? Next week? That's not it. You're just like, you're ready to explode. Accepting God's time is like, okay. I don't need to point fingers. I don't need to complain. I got food today. Who has food today? Who has shelter today? If you're thirsty, can you get something to drink? You have all the basic necessities. You're gifted. You have food, you have shelter, you have water. You have far more than, I would say 70% of the people probably. You guys are living in luxury compared to at least 70% of the world. Did you know that? For some of us, we're the top 10%. For some of us. Seriously speaking, for some of us, we are in the top 10 percentile of the world. I'm not talking about just like, you're going to look around Manhattan and say, well, I'm not top 10%, but I'm saying, let's take the whole world. You are top 10%. For some of you, you might be top 5%. Did you know that? But I think for the average, what? You got food, you got water, you got shelter, you have education, and you're like, but I want this, I want this, I want this. Or like, if only I have this. If only I have this. No. So accepting God's timing is very simple. You're grateful. You're content for what you already have. Not what you're going to get tomorrow or tomorrow night or next week, but that you're grateful this second right now. Everyone's breathe a little. One more. One more. Doesn't that feel good? You guys could breathe. You are alive. You know how many people don't have clean air in this world? Are you guys getting me? Are you guys getting me? You would cry like crazy if you don't have water today. You would cry like crazy. You have to walk 10 miles to get a bucket of dirty water from a pond, and you're gonna have to drink that. Seriously. 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 Number 2. Don't try to figure it out. First thing, accept God's timing. Number 2, don't try to figure it out. Chapter 8, verse 17, nice and loud. No one can comprehend what goes on under the sun. Despite all his efforts to search it out, man cannot discover its meaning. Take your pen. Don't try to figure it out. No one can comprehend, circle comprehend. Calculus. No, it's not calculus. What goes on under the sun? Despite all his efforts to search it, underline search it. Everyone say search it. Men and women cannot, circle cannot, discover its meaning. Look up, please. Don't try to figure it out. You don't have to figure it out. Don't ask questions, too many questions. I'm never going to look on the side because I know she knows what I'm talking about. Don't ask questions. Don't ask questions sometimes. Don't ask crazy questions. Don't try to figure it out. You can't figure it out. On a scale of 1 to 10, if King Solomon is 10, you and I are 2.5. Okay? If King Solomon's intellect is 10, your intellect and my intellect is around 2.5. And King Solomon goes like this, don't try to figure it out. It's above our pay grade. When we try to figure it out, what happens? When we try to figure certain things out, what happens? We get frustrated because we don't have the answer. But we keep on going there. We keep on going. They said, don't try to figure it out. The it is life. Don't try to figure it out. Don't try to figure it out. You don't have to figure it out. It's right here. Here's your manual. Seriously, here's your manual. Seriously, there is a manual. The IKEA manual. This is the God's manual. You don't have to figure it out because it's right here. Oh my goodness. Here. You're going to pass the SAT tomorrow. Here. You're going to pass the MCAT. Here. Right there. Answer book to life. This is it. Even better. You don't have to read it today. I'll give you the answer. I'll give you the cheat answer, okay? Here's the answer. Let's go. You don't have to figure it out because God already gave it to you. Chapter 5, verse 1 to 2, nice and loud. Guard your steps when you go to the house of God. Go near to listen. God is in heaven and you are on earth. So let your words be filled. Take your pen. Guard your steps. Circle guard your steps. When you come to the NLN, it's the house of God. Go near to do what? Underline, listen. God is where? You are. Let your words be. Look up. This moment, this very second, I need your full attention. Full attention. It's right there. When someone goes, okay, when you come here, when you gather here, he says, guard your feet. Like, just keep your focus right now. Don't lose it. Don't lose it. You're going to miss out. Because you don't have to figure it out. God's going to give you the answer. But if you lose focus, and this gets you and that gets you, and you're thinking about this and you're thinking about that, and your mind's not here and your heart's not here, but you're physically here, you're gonna miss out. So King Solomon goes like this: guard your mind. When he said guard your feet, meaning that stay focused. Stay focused. When you come to God's house, let your words be what? You. Make sure you're what? Quick to what? Listen, so that you could hear it and obey it. And here's what he wanted to tell you. Let's read 13, 14, nice and loud. Here's the conclusion of the matter. Fear God and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. For God will bring every deed into judgment. Carry out God's plan. You don't have to figure it out. All you have to do is carry out God's plan. Follow me, please. Here is the conclusion. Circle conclusion. It was a conclusion. Be in awe of God. That's what fear God means. Circle fear God. Be in awe of God. Keep his what? Commandments. That's his plan. For this is the whole duty, circle whole duty, of mankind, men and women. And because God will bring every deed into what? Look up. Let's finish. Whatever you're fighting for, the poor, the lady, the young woman who was raped and sexually abused, for all the people that are like suffering, and you feel there's no hope, there is hope. One day, God will make it right. That's the injustice. That will be taken care of. Are you guys following? God will make it right. Absolutely. Absolutely. Your work and my work is simply this. May I have the lights, please? How come it's red? Is it Halloween? What happened? Thank you. Oh, okay. Sounds good. Is this the first picture?
Yes.
Okay. All right. That's Felix on the right. That's Debbie. Okay, I'm going to start from right. That's Felix on the far right. You guys know Nick with the glasses on the far left. Debbie is next to Nick. Give him a lot of love. The gentleman who's looking down with his eyes with that smile is Emilio. I have a question for everybody. How happy are these people? Very happy. How happy? Very happy? Yeah? Is it just Emilio who's getting the sleeping bag, or all four? All four of them are happy? Mm-hmm. Yes or no? Yeah, right? We went up, we're walking around. This is Friday night. I just took a few pictures from this past Friday. I didn't go back any further. And just so happened this Friday night, we went out. Emilio came up to Nick, and I think he said, "Do you have my sleeping bag?" Something like that, right? Right, Debbie? A couple of weeks ago, we met Emilio. He sleeps out in the streets. And after we got him some oatmeal from Starbucks, he wished for a sleeping bag. That's all he wished for. And we said, "We got you. We'll come back with a sleeping bag." First thing that when he saw it, he remembered us. So he goes, "You got my sleeping bag?" And then I said, "Yeah, we'll go get it." He was so happy. Next. That's Felix with Mr. Choi. Mr. Choi, T-S-U-I, Choi-san, I call him. Felix has been collecting recyclables. So at the end of the week, whatever he has, he walks out of his building, and then the people say, "Hey, new maintenance guy." Right, Felix? Yeah. Tough world out here, tough world. That's true. Did that feel good, Felix, when you were able to collect those bottles for him? Mr. Choi had such a big smile. He was so happy. Mr. Choi was so happy when he saw all the bottles that was collected. And a whole bunch of those bags are from this church. The bottles that you see down in the kitchen, that's collected at the end of the day. And then we amass that and we bring it upstairs. Some angel brings upstairs. I don't know who. Bless you guys. Bless you guys. Bless you guys. I think maybe Mr. Yip as well to Emily's dad. A lot of love to Emily's dad. And then on Friday, I would bring it out because I know that Mr. Choi is gonna be right here, 4 o'clock every Friday. Every Friday, 4 o'clock. Why? Because that's when this particular building, the super brings out the garbage. And he takes his hand in there. So this is the Mr. Choi that I told you about. Next picture. Yeah, this is Mott Street, and some guys are gonna spend the night behind these crates. And we got chicken and broccoli. Yes. Next picture, please. Oh my goodness. Do you recognize? No, not me. Do you recognize? Who recognized the lady? Raise your hands. Some of you do. Amazing story? Amazing story? We thought she was what? We thought she was dead. This is, she goes by 2 names, but tonight we'll go with Chen Po Po, Grandma Chan. Absolutely amazing story. I'll send the video out to NLN. You guys could watch the videos, but for those of you, really quick, there was a documentary on her life, and then she disappeared. We knew that she was hit by a car. We just didn't know where she went, what happened to her, and we thought that maybe she was paralyzed, whatever it is. And on this Friday night, I'm walking down Mott Street looking for some cheap dumplings, dinner time. I go like this, seriously, lights please. I think that's the last picture anyway. You could shut it down, please. I'm walking down Mott Street. She's sitting right there. And I go, I'm just walking like, dumpling time. Yes, dumpling. I go, oh my goodness. And she's like, you know we've been praying for, I said, you know we've been looking for you. Oh my, you're right here. I'm right here. For the next half an hour, oh my goodness, we were just catching up. I'm like, oh my goodness, you know, we were sick about you. We were so worried about you. So many of us was praying for you. We didn't know what happened to you. And then she shared she got hit by a car. They brought her to the hospital. Translation issues, a whole lot of stuff. She had to stay indoors for rehab. So a lot of people didn't know her story. But we'll go on today. God did not make you chase for this. Doesn't mean this is bad if you have this. If you have this, then open it up and then just make friends. That's all you have to do. Look up, look up, look up. Look up. The whole duty of man is to be in awe of God. It's like, man, God, you're so good. Everyone say, God's so good. And you don't have to figure out the plan. The plan is for you to love, to share love in Christ. That's all. The moment you share love in Christ, that significance comes back to you. That, oh, I found my purpose. The moment you share love with the hurting, yes, they're hurting. They're hurting a lot. They're hurting a lot. They're oppressed. No one represents them. No one hears their voice. But God is using you to make a difference in their lives. He'll take care of everything else. Are you guys following now? That becomes your significance. That becomes your contentment. The reason we're chasing after all these sugary things and we're crying and throwing tantrums and all this stuff and blaming and doing all this stuff is because we're chasing after the wrong thing. And those things, when you chase it and just hold it on for yourself, doesn't do anything for you. So whatever God has blessed you with, time, finances, resources, gifts, is the simplest thing that you have to do. Who has water today? Share it. Who has food today? Who has food today? Share that. That's it. Who has time today? You and I have the same amount of time that God's given to us. Share that. Let us pray.